This man had been living in the woman's house for a long time, and chillingly, the woman never noticed that every night, a strange man was holding her while she slept. When the night grew quiet and the girl fell into a deep sleep, the man would crawl out from under the bed. Silently, he would take out a sleeping drug and gently cover the woman's mouth and nose. The woman would quickly lose consciousness. Afterward, the man would use her toothbrush to brush his teeth, carefully placing it back where it belonged. After showering, he would make sure everything was thoroughly cleaned. Once the alarm was set, the man would slowly climb back into the woman's bed, waiting for morning. The next morning, the man would always wake up on time, get dressed, and quietly leave. Lisa often felt dizzy, but unaware, she didn't realize it was the after effect of the sedative. Every day, when she washed her face and poured milk, she thought it seemed like there was less milk than before, but she didn't pay much attention to it. To create a false impression, sometimes Lisa would intentionally tidy up the men's shoes by the door, giving the illusion that there was a man living in her house. One day, after locking the door and leaving, Lisa suddenly noticed the keypad on the door had been tampered with. Upon closer inspection, she saw fingerprints on it. She quickly wiped it clean and changed the code. However, when she returned from work that evening, she found the sliding cover of the lock had been tampered with again. Fear started to creep into her heart. To make matters worse, on the first night after changing the code, Lisa was about to rest when she suddenly noticed the door lock slowly turning, as though someone was trying to break in. She held her breath, carefully moving toward the door. The lock was shaken violently, and she dared not make a sound, fearing she would give away her position. Once the noise outside stopped, she cautiously peeked out and found nothing. Only a burnt-out cigarette, but was left at the door. After calling the police, they dismissed her report, stating that nothing had actually happened, and the case was closed. That night, after Lisa fell asleep, the man silently emerged from the bathroom and gently stroked her hair. The next morning, Lisa woke up with a splitting headache from the alarm. The fear caused by the shaking door lock the previous night made her consider moving, but the high rent forced her to give up that idea. As she returned home from work, just as the elevator door was about to close, a man suddenly blocked the door and entered, without pressing any floor button. This made Lisa more alert. She was very cautious, and only after the man exited the elevator did she follow him out, repeatedly observing and confirming the man's floor. Once she was certain that he lived on the same floor, she let out a sigh of relief and entered her apartment. That night, before going to bed, Lisa carefully stared at the door lock, watching to see if it was secure. When she finally fell into a deep sleep, the man crawled out from under the bed once again. This gripping story is called The Door Lock,